Okay, should be live here. Hi guys, I've had all sorts of lovely issues to deal with this morning. And I have a bunch of meetings later today. So I'm not going to be able to get as much streaming in as I'd like, but I figure I'm going to do a quick 1 hour one now, and then we're going to do an afternoon/evening session as well. Let me check if the stream has audio, because I've had all mic issues. We good? Looks like we're good. Yeah, that seems like we're good. Okay. Um... Let me pull this up in the background and I'll switch the stream view over. There we go. I'm gonna grab a drink, and I think we're gonna just do 1 hour of solid refactors on this thing to get started. At the moment, that's the plan. Let me get my coffee. Why should I have coffee, Devin? Okay. I think that the plan here was that we were gonna try to get like a point array thing going. Hello, welcome. Let me think about how we do this. So right now we basically have a double nested dict. Or a double nested array, it's not key based. Doing well, thanks. Well enough. I kind of gotten delayed by a bunch of things today. I was hoping to have gotten a few hours of dev in already, but I'll make up for it today and this evening. What I'd like to do is I'd like to have a flat data structure for this, I think, right? If I have a flat data structure for this, where I can also cache things. Yeah, because what I want to do here, right, is I want to just have like one big data struct. Hey, Jess. Oh, but then it's like, hang on, they're kind of two different things, right? There's the data struct of what is on the screen, and there is the data struct of what isn't. Hang on. Does that change things? I think it does, right? So what we want is we want to be able to plot everything. And as we're plotting each point on the screen, yeah, as we're plotting each point on the screen, we want to be able to record it. Okay. That's a little different from what I was expecting, actually. Let me just go through the logic and see if there's anything else that we need to change fundamentally. This stuff is just like basic code optimization and refactors, right? The axes thing is annoying, but we'll figure it out. Box plot, not a big deal from there. The GL stuff is fine. The particle stuff here. is also kind of fine. So then the only thing to figure out, I suppose, is how it hooks into the drop downs. Oh, and also the other, there's one more check. So this thing iterates through all n's. Is it easier to have this in flat form? I don't even think it necessarily is easier to have this in flat form, right? It just adds like nvindex tracking annoyance. And then same for these, right? Yeah. Alien. So, oh yeah, I guess there's no more deadlifts today. I have the title wrong, but whatever. I'm trying to figure out what's like the most convenient way to do drop downs, right? Because I need the index in the original. I don't know, this is what happens when I like crowd my head with like administrative stuff in the morning. Like I'm not in the right mind frame to think about this properly. I feel like this is not as hard as I'm making it out to be. And there's no way around it either. I need this feature. I kill two birds at once. Let me see. What other stuff don't I like? I don't like the key lookup. But the reason I have the key lookup is because that can honestly more be handled from Python, right? Like, we only need to log specific keys. So yeah, that can be handled from Python. Env names and hypers. Did transfer to Puffer, had issues with config. It's still having errors with batch sizes. Batch sizes. What do you mean with batch sizes? What error are you getting? Are you getting an internal error or a usage, like an API usage error? Just post the error you're getting, or like link the config or whatever. Okay, so I can technically, yeah, I can fix it so you don't need fixed hyperparam keys. But that actually is not like a huge help, right, on its own. Yeah, that does not help a ton on its own. And that doesn't change the schema. The thing I basically would need would be, it would change it to be the other format, right? So it's like, what is it? Dict of arrays instead of array of dicts, or the other thing. But I like, the current format's actually better for almost all plotting. So, what I need is, well, actually, how much does it change? If I had all the experiments together, that still doesn't help me. Does it? I guess it mildly helps. No, because then we still have the environment key problem. Okay, so that doesn't help me at all. Going on the hunt. Refactoring code, way simpler. Something to legal move gen. Ah, fun. The thing I'm trying to figure out is how we get an index. How we get an index from, the points. Or basically how, if we're gonna record which points are where on the screen, basically just recording pixel positions, I also need to know Hmm. I need to be able to like link to them somehow, and it's very hard the way I have it. We'll just do envid. It's better to get something done than nothing. Let's just get envid and index like for now. And that should be enough. I'm getting my headset back. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna just crank for the next 40 minutes or so, and I'm gonna see if I can get something done. How can I set config to use hardware? Well, that's not how it works, XF. Um, so if you run your environment and you get the little dashboard and you look at the percentages, if your env is at a very low percent, then you're not going to get anything more out of your CPU, your GPU bottlenecked. If your env is at a high percent, then your CPU bottlenecked. So, like typically, you want to have a reasonable batch size, first of all. It's not just about using all hardware. It's like the batches have to be good for the hardware. So typically look at our default batch sizes and stuff for that. Then you're going to have the number of workers used. You don't need to use all your cores if you're already like saturating with fewer cores. Like you very rarely should need all the cores because the M's are so fast that like you don't need that many cores. There's zero to be gained after a certain point. If you just link me your config XF, just like link me the config on GitHub or whatever, I'll look at it. Or pastebin if you just want to give me the one file, whatever. Damn it, you literally don't even know the env index on these, do you? How do you go about translating business requirements into technical requirements? For clients, we set up a scoping deal. Typically, we take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks um, to go through the specifications that a client has and turn it into an M spec, and then go back and forth and make sure that they're happy that this satisfies what they want and that it's something that we can actually build. You have to prove how it's going to generate value. Well, yeah, well, no, actually, well, yes and no, right? So we don't sell clients on like, hey, you should hire us to do this project for the most part, right? We kind of do our thing, and then people come to us because they have projects in mind. And then the scoping process is not like us trying to sell you on what we should build. It's like, you want this thing built, okay, let's work together to figure out what the implementation of this would actually look like in a way that satisfies all your concerns and is something that we can also build. we don't really do like the non-technical sales side, right? Like we build sims, we build high perf sims for integration with RL. If you want one of those, we build it. We don't go out and say this is why you should hire us to build you a technical high perf sim for RL. Because I'm not a businessman first and foremost, right? Like I don't want to spend my time doing that. I want to spend my time doing awesome research and advancing the science. MLOps, wonder how it works. It depends on what your objective is, Spirit. So if your goal is like, how do I build a company as fast as possible, then, and like expand that as much as possible, sure. My goal is more like, how do I have a profitable private lab that advances science and does well enough, right? So like if I lose some fraction of clients because I'm not doing enough on that side, that's fine with me as long as, it's still profitable, it's still growing at some reasonable pace, and we're crushing the science side. Where do models get saved after training? Do this. It's an experiment, just do this. Mm-hmm. Because so Spirit basically like the reason I think like this is that I like with the stuff I'm building, I'm confident it's going to be successful either way. So like there's some big number, I guess the way that I look at like my work is there's some big number that you can give me where it's like, cool, I'm set with everything that I want to do for myself. And then there's some number that's like 10x that or whatever, where anything over that amount, I'm just going to put back into doing cool science anyways. And I'm pretty sure that I can get the first number on my own doing whatever. So why wouldn't, instead of like spending a bunch of years of my life trying to make a bunch of money to then do science, why wouldn't I just do the science now? Right? I guess it comes like there's this concept of like the delayed life plan where it's like I'm gonna go make a bunch of money and then go do what I want with it. Well, if I can do what I want right now, I'm just gonna do that. Oh, it absolutely will still burn you out, Spirit. Hard work is hard work. I don't do this stuff constantly. I need breaks, right? I need sometimes long breaks. But then you see me here sometimes where it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna code for 12 hours a day, every day, this whole week. No biggie. Sometimes more. But I don't do that always. And when I need a break, like I don't work on this stuff when I don't feel like I can make progress. There's no point in staring at your screen and getting nothing done. It's just like performative, right? hell? Oh, error. Whoops. It's me home, just been learning stuff. I need to get my shit together. So that's the other thing about programming. I think programming burns you out way more than, like, let's say you're doing robotics, like, not like software side robotics. Let's say you're working with physical hardware. Having a physical component to what you're doing makes it way easier to pull long hours. Programming is like all mental. Like, typing on a keyboard does not count as physical engagement. It's very, very much a thing where it's like, when my mind is slipping and I can't focus, even if I'm like streaming and like having like a chat engagement, even if I've got music on, when I get to that point, it's like, okay, maybe I need a day off, maybe I need a week off, whatever it takes for me to get back productive. It's way better for me to just take the time and then come back productive, because otherwise I'm not going to get anything done. I'm going to make myself miserable because I'm not getting anything done, and I'm just wasting my time, right? So I'm very much an advocate of, like, you should work hard and you should want to work hard, but you shouldn't force yourself to work when you cannot be productive, when you've done everything that you possibly can in order to be productive. Spirit, learn by building. Go learn stuff by building stuff. Do projects. Do small, like, do projects you can actually finish that will teach you something. That's how you learn. Ooh, look at that. Okay, this is not... It's pretty close. Start tonight, man? Yeah. Don't do shit to make yourself miserable. Like, it's like such a hard thing to do, and no matter what, like, when you're building stuff, there are always going to be hard portions. But as much as you possibly can. Like, building stuff is awesome. It should feel that way most of the time. I have a couple guides on Twitter, if you haven't read them already. They have a lot of my best advice. If you want to do RL specifically, just go through my tutorial, because my tutorial, it's like, it has some reading, but it's broken up by build this project. Now build this next project, right? And it doesn't give you starter code or anything. It's just like, go figure out how to do it. I was too stubborn? Yeah, so I am very stubborn as well, which is the way, which is the reason I tell people stuff so bluntly, because otherwise people don't listen. Those guides have my best advice. Read them and fucking follow them. At least, like, give them a full, genuine try, and if something doesn't work for you, come here and tell me. Alright? Instead of just not doing it. Come here and tell me and ask me shit. This whole dashboard that I've built here, this is like freaking undergrad level C. This is like not complicated shit, even though this is awesome. Okay, the shaders are a bit of a pain, but everything else is like really basic shit. And you can make awesome things. I see. So just the thing is, it's kind of both at the same time. I am incredibly stubborn to the point that I've basically like, even when I have in retrospect had some really good mentors, I really wasn't able to learn from them fully. Because basically, in order for me to learn from somebody, they have to blow me out of the water so badly that it's just like completely obvious that I would be stupid to do anything but listen to them, right? It has to be overwhelming. And as a result, I spend a lot of time blundering through like dumb shit that I could have learned faster. But at the same time, like I have a lot of drive to just do things, and sometimes I end up being right, you know? And when I am right and everyone else is wrong, well, that's when you make something that's really crazy and out there, right? That's like, hey, RL is now just super fast. Hey, did you know building M's is easy, right? Amateur hour with pointers here. Ooh, look at this. Yeah? Look at this. That's our drop down. I could really easily add this to everything else, right? I only need to add it to 2 more things. That doesn't even make a terrible, terrible mess of the code. That's something I can refactor my way out of. Thank you. Gotcha. The hell's wrong with this? Could this run? Wait, could this run in Wasm? Peru, what are you talking about? How can I tune my hyperparameters with protein? Is there any tutorial? Literally just puffer sweep. Or if you want the non-entry point version. And then you can do like dash dash Neptune or dash dash Wanby, tag my tag name, you know. It's on the cheat sheet. It's on the cheat sheet. Could I view this in a web browser instead of... Yes, Peru, you can view this in a web browser. You don't need... Tailscale is... I mean, Tailscale's like a totally different thing. But yeah, this is going to just go on our browser, and I might even make it so you can drop a file into it. Oh, I see. There might be a way we can do that as well. That might be a little harder, though. Peru. If you want to help me figure that out, that'd be awesome. Use Tailscale to view... What do you mean use to view remotely? We use Tailscale just for, like, SSH management. For Puffer. Are you using it for something else? Oh, okay, I see. If you want to show me, like, a good way to do that, I don't, like, really like the idea of having to do Tailscale for it. I think it would be way cooler if we could just, like... Could we, like, port forward and load the file into it or something? I don't know. Bro just wants to say read the docs. Well, I mean, the docs are not the type of docs you, like, it's Raylib style docs, right? It's a cheat sheet. So I'm not going to say, oh yeah, the docs are super complete. But the trade-off here is that Puffer as a project, like, the source is way simpler than you'd expect. If you literally just open the file and start playing with it. I put a lot of work in trying to keep Puffer as simple as possible. It's going to get simpler over time, not more complex as well. You can open a local port. Peru, you're going to have to be able to load, like, a binary file into the program, though, from the remote machine. I don't know how to do that. Can you, like, remote load a little file? It's like a couple megs. Suppose watch some HTML. If you have an idea how to do that, then sure. The only way I compile these to Wasm to stick them on the website, but that's different because you still have to get the file from your viewer. I mean, the other thing you can do is just SCP the file over and drop it into your browser, right? But that's kind of clunky. That might be the simplest, I don't know. Yeah. Why did this not render here? Oh, duh. That's kind of sketch. That's really obnoxious, actually, isn't it? Yeah, it's real obnoxious. Because then it's going to be like... Wait, but it's not even... Oh, I know what's happening. That's... Yeah, it's dumb. For the sake of having a demo, we're going to do this jank thing real quick. Because I got to do a meeting soon. Tail scale, compiled game. Oh, that's kind of cool. What are there other options for policy name? What's the best choice? So, today, for ocean environments, you can see that there are a bunch of them, but they're not like all swappable. Like the best thing is if you want a custom model, just look at the ones in this PufferLib Ocean Torch file, and you just make like a little policy for your env. Typically, you just keep the LSTM. The LSTM is pretty much always good. And then if you need a custom encoder, you write a custom encoder. You know, if you have 2D data, use like a little conv stack. And we have examples. All right, this is solid. That's our tooltip prototype. No. 195 for 10, under 170 body weight. That's not bad. I was only at 210 for 10 back when I weighed 185. Move gen 47 mil per second. No valve, running depth 8. Wait, Jess, don't you only need like depth 2 to have something like reasonable? All right, I have I think I have a meeting to get to. Let me see. Yeah, I got a meeting to get to in a couple minutes. All right, here's the plan, guys. I've got probably 2 hours worth of meetings right now. So I should be back, maybe less, right? Let me think. 2 p.m., 3 p.m. I should be able to get in a pre-dinner stream, probably like somewhere between 3:30 and 4 Eastern. I'll be back. I'll stream until 6, and then after dinner I'll stream some more, and we'll see if we can just crush this this refactor. That's going to be the main objective today. I gotta run for this. For folks here, all of this is open source. You can just go to puffer.ai. You can start the GitHub. It is free. It helps me out a ton. Start the GitHub. Join on Discord if you want to get involved with development. a nice community there. And you can follow me on X for more content, including all the educational guides and the research posts as well. Thanks, and I will see you soon.